picking it. Good afternoon, everyone. Strongest ever earthquakes in the Alaskan North Slope region. Seismic monitors picking it up from USGS to Alaska Earthquake Center. North Slope, Alaska, extremely low risk level. How low? Well, not even 0.2%. Looking over that blue dot in the center, that's Missouri. Bullseye for the waking of the new Madrid fault zone. Also off Svalbard, more earthquakes, more volcanic vents. I did a story on this, the hot spot in the Arctic. And what's the outlier? Way up at the Arctic Circle, a set of quakes. And I'll leave you with some smoke from the fires in California. And with the amplification of the grand solar minimum, we're starting to see the seismic activity right now. You are definitely going to need to be more self-sufficient, just-in-time delivery. Going to have a problem as we move forward, and if the new Madrid goes off, you are absolutely on with what you have. TrueLeafMarket.com. Heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on our planet. The Adapt 2030 link is in the description box below, as well as the latest podcast episode, number 85, with Bob Kudla from Trade Genius. We also talk about these earth changes and how historically it's affected economies and pushed right to population migration. And as we head deeper into this new grand solar minimum, the prediction was more seismic activity, more volcanic activity, extreme jet stream shifts that are going to cause what you're seeing, a movement of moisture patterns globally. Now we have the strongest ever earthquake hitting Alaska's North Slope region. It's called rare across the media. 6 hours later, the second largest aftershock quake in that same region. USGS downgrade service took it from a 6.5 to a 6.1, but all the other monitors are keeping it around 6.5. Best geographic map and also coverage of the amount of quakes. Alaska Earthquake Center, in my opinion, on this one. So when I saw that it was a really rare event, I thought, is it a volcano that's awakening? So Alaska Volcano Observatory, I was looking up. It's at the north, up near, right on the coast of the Beaufort Sea up there. And there are no volcanoes listed at all. So I thought, all right, these Alaskan earthquakes up there, what is going on? So I started to look through the fault zones to see where they were. Clearly marked on the map, and the 9.0, 8.5 ranges are all shown for you on here. Nothing up there at all. This goes back to the early 1900s on this chart. So the risk associated with earthquakes in this North Slope zone, extremely low. They even put it a probability of a 5.0 earthquake in the next 50 years at 2.37%. Now that's a 5.0, but when we really take a look at the probability index for the North Slope in Alaska, anything over 6, and I'm going to go with the original readings at 6.5 before the USGS downgraded it. 6.5, that is 0.18. That's not even 0.2%. That's how rare this event is. So what's happening up there? I ended up digging through a few seismic risk analysis PDFs from the USGS. Again, they show all the fault zones here, but there's nothing in that North Slope area. That's at the far north of this map at the 70-degree parallel, right where it crosses at 150. And then a full section devoted to northeast Alaska, and you can see how few quakes there are up on that North Slope area. So we need to go back into the 1970s to really find something that's even remotely close to this. So are we repeating a pattern from the 1970s? And if yes, the Great Lakes are going to totally freeze this year. There's going to be blizzards across Buffalo, and it's going to be one of the coldest winters since the late 1970s. Now also, I want you to notice where the blue dot is while I was looking around through the 7-day magnitudes across the United States. That blue dot, if you're not from the U.S., is in Missouri. Now, why would that strike a chord and say that's incredibly interesting? Because when we look at the new Madrid fault zone, that is bullseye center. That is a new quake on the New Madrid Fault Zone, which is also predicted to go off in a massive fashion during the Grand Solar Minimum that we're entering, the new Eddy Grand Solar Minimum. Show you a little bit more from the USGS, right in that corners area where that high red concentration, that's exactly where this newest quake is. Although it was only at a 2.0, you really need to ask yourself, was it downgraded? And how many more of these will we see? The new Madrid Seismic Zone, shown here also through the USGS. Left side. Right side is the fault in the slip area. But you can see that quake that just went off is exactly right in that new Madrid fault zone. Keep an eye on that one moving forward. Also, Arctic Basin, almost dead center there, Svalbard. There's several quakes off of there, 5.8 even in the Greenland Sea, just a sliver south of Svalbard. And I thought to myself, that is the same exact area that I did a video on last week about the hot spot in the North Atlantic Ridge splitting with underwater volcanic activity, and now we have earthquakes in these exact same areas. Something's changing, and the outlier of it all, Black Arrow. There were some quakes way up near the Arctic Circle. Now the USGS stops right there. It's about half a circle. Also, when you go on Null School to look for water temperatures, they don't have anything in that quadrant on the map for water surface temperatures. So it's a little bit difficult to do any more investigation on these strange quakes in the Arctic Circle. But anyway, I thought I would leave you with a little heat. Smoke from the California fires visible from space. International Space Station, August 3rd. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. These seismic upticks are an indicator that we are going into the amplification phase of the grand solar minimum. And also, if you like this type of information in a blog format, steemit.com, where I list all the links, text, and images. Tri-weekly podcast, Mini Ice Age Conversations, for a full 30 minutes talking about these same events, ideas, and what's going on and how your life's going to change in the very near future because of cycles repeating in our sun on 400-year intervals.